Welcome to another episode of Cocktails with Cousins. I'm Erica.
I'm KD.
I'm Raina.
And we are here to discuss These People Need Therapists, Not Marriage. Again, this week, we're going to go ahead and talk about these couples that are almost at decision day. So let's get into it. Before we get started, go ahead and hit the like button because we know you're going to like what you hear. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you never miss anything. And then share and comment so that we can get our people on. Y'all can make us get some ratings. All right, but anywho, let's go ahead and get started. First up on the roll is Jasmina and Michael. What is going on with them this week?
Okay, it's about time Jasmina opened up, and she really opened up. And
Absolutely.
So, yes. And so her letter to herself was really personal. She didn't hold anything back. And I'm so proud of her.
I know. I was like, finally, we know something about her.
Yes. And so
go ahead.
And so I wonder, since Michael asked her if her teacher made her want to be a teacher, and she hadn't thought about it, and she was saying, I guess so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't. I was like, girl, how didn't you realize? I mean, I guess maybe she just, because of everything she's went through, and she just looked at it as, oh, I like children. But as soon as she said it, I was like, oh, that's why you're a teacher. Like that was the first thought that popped in my head or whatever. Yep. But it was really nice to actually learn something about her this week. I will admit that.
And Michael's letter was just beautiful. Just beautiful.
Yeah. I thought the most touching part was when he was talking about his mom making him go to church. And he was like, he was moaning and groaning or whatever. And now he just wish he would have just got up and did it or whatever. So I don't know, but I feel like he's been more vulnerable the whole time anyway.
Right.
So it was just like knowing more about his story and situation.
Right.
Yeah. He went through a lot. Like just sitting there listening to him, like every time he tells more, it's like, dang, that too, brother? Oh my God. Like, man, you've been through so much.
Mm-hmm. So much. And I like the way that they were both talking about a future together. So I'm holding out hopes for them.
Kids.
I was about to say, them twins in a year and a half. I mean,
right?
they probably pregnant right now. We don't even know it. She's gonna be pregnant on the reunion.
But to get there, they need to we need some action, folks. Come on.
Right. Yeah, I can't get with them. And then that's what they were talking about with Dr. Pepper. So Dr. Pepper was like, well, what are y'all doing to get to that point? And they was like, nothing.
You do realize sex is involved in having children. Okay,
I mean, I don't know what it is with them. Like, I really feel like it just has to be something that they just do, even if it's nothing there at the first beginning. Like, they just have to do it because otherwise it may never be anything there.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do y'all buy y'all buy your husband's flowers?
No.
Right. I don't. I would have. However, he wouldn't accept them. So I mean,
okay.
Oh God, no.
Yeah. I think Cornell would look at me crazy, like, why are you giving me flowers?
Right.
I don't think he would have.
It's a nice gesture, though.
It's a nice gesture.
Yeah, my husband be like, girl, have you lost your mind? No, you bought yourself flowers? Like, that's what he did. That's what he would look at me and say. But I did think it was very cute of her to be able. I don't know. What do you get? Like, I guess what is the equivalent for flowers for dudes?
Food, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I always buy being chocolate covered strawberries for Valentine's Day.
Okay. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess
he likes them.
I was gonna say I guess that's the equivalent. That's food though, so that fits into our schema.
I would get him sweets. I think that's his thing, sweets. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I don't know. I don't have an equivalent because my husband doesn't like sweets like that. But maybe I'll try the chocolate covered strawberries next year. He might like that. But anywho, all right. I think they have hope. I mean, if nothing else, like they're talking about a future together. Although I was a little concerned when they showed the previews because Michael had some concerns. So we'll talk about that when we get to the preview part. But I mean, other than that, anything else about them?
Just one thing. I feel sorry for Michael because I feel like he's like more than willing to do whatever. She's the one who keeps pumping the brakes. Like, oh yeah, I'm not there yet. Like, I mean, I'm not telling Michael to like attack her or nothing, but like he just need to go and give her a kiss or something.
Or something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like too. I'm like, just, I mean, give a peck or something. I don't know. You know, I said,
But he said that she basically told him not to do anything.
Yeah. And that sucks because that's rejection in itself.
I know. But do you think that she said that in the moment when you remember at the beginning, they were like all up in arms or whatever? Do you think that she said that in that moment because she really wasn't feeling him then, but now it's like, well, dang, I can't pull that back. You know what I'm saying? So maybe she wouldn't mind if he tried something, but then, you
based
know,
on her conversation with Dr. Pepper, though, that's not, I feel like she's still saying, well, I don't get the urge to just like, you know, kiss him or anything. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But you know, I guess time will tell. It's just a matter of her being willing. Like she just don't have to be willing, but I don't know what's gonna make her be willing.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah. Look, we'll see. We don't have much longer to find out what their fate is. But I mean, I think they're gonna say yes, but I don't know.
I hope they do. Because I feel like all they need is time.
Yeah, that's it. But that's my
whether they like it or not, they're already married. So even if they said yes to continue the relationship, like that's all they need to do.
I feel like I don't understand why I mean, I get it, like the 8-week period or whatever, but I mean, the truth of the matter is, can you really get to know somebody in 8 weeks? Like, I mean, I feel like you have to go into this saying, I'm going to make it, unless it's just absolutely horrible. I'm going to go to the 8 weeks. We'll say yes. And then let's put a period of 6 months on it. In 6 months, if we're not happy, then we'll part ways. I don't know. I just don't feel like 2 months is enough time to get to know anybody.
Because if you remember, the New Orleans season got interrupted due to COVID.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that Karen would have said no if she wasn't forced to spend that extra time with Miles.
Yeah. Because she was like, yeah, she was all up in arms about him trying to schedule sex. Like she was not feeling that in any way, shape, or form. But yeah, I think that COVID definitely made them say yes. But they had, well, it was just the 2 couples that didn't say yes on that season, right? Because that was the season with Bennett and Amelia too. Although Bennett and Amelia, I knew would grow apart eventually anyway, because she was too deep into medical, because she's going to medical school. Like that's a whole nother, you know, I mean, lifetime or whatever. But and then he was just kind of like, you know, I'll do me, whatever that is or whatever. So I just didn't see it, like as she continued to get more serious in her you know, in her medical career, I just didn't see them going long term. But I thought they were cute while they were together.
She got an older white guy now.
Okay. Look, I haven't been keeping up, but I have to go. Look, I'm gonna have to go find that information. Anywho, anything else about them? All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about this Katina and Olajuwon. What's going on? Look, what do we think about them other than I'm so sick and tired of Olajuwon and his expectations of a woman and what she was supposed to do and what she can do and all this stuff. Like he got, I don't know, I can't even say that's old school at this point. It's just some weird thinking about what it is that he thinks she can and cannot do at one time. I mean, I don't understand. Why doesn't he think she can multitask in life?
I have no idea. I don't understand his way of thinking. Yeah, I don't understand why. It's like for him, you have to go by the plan. Like he has a plan in his mind, and you have to go by that every step of the way, or else like it's all failure. So I don't. Yeah, I
Like,
don't know.
just for the simple fact that she didn't go to school when she first left high school, like his mind is just totally can't see past that. Like he cannot see somebody going to school later
Right.
on in life.
And I hate that he keeps chastising her about that. Like, okay, she didn't go the route you did, but it's still okay. Like your way is not the only way. And I feel like that's going to be his biggest like learning thing. This just watching. Hopefully he watches his own season. But
did y'all catch the fact that he said he wants to see if Katina could keep him satisfied while adding on more to her plate?
Yes,
like,
no, honey, that's in my notes. I was gonna get to that. I was like, I had to go back. I was like, hold on, I heard that wrong.
Yeah,
like,
I had to go back too.
Yeah, and when I went back and I was like, what is he? Hold on, I wrote down exactly what he said. He said, he wants to be happy and answered. What the hell does that mean?
What?
Yes.
It's like he disassociates himself when it comes to like parenting for whatever reason. He thinks in his mind that this is a woman's job and a woman's job only. So I hope with all of that on your plate, you can still keep me satisfied, is what he's telling me.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what he's saying. He's like, well, she's married, but she needs to pay me some attention, and she's trying to juggle school too. And then we're talking about kids, and then that's when he said that foolery and nonsense about being happy to answer. And I'm like, well, what about her and what she wants and what she needs? Like, are we considering any of that? Because he even went into that stupid mess again and talking some, what am I giving up? I'm gonna have to give up travel if she's in school and all that. I was like, sir, come, like, I can't with him.
Right. So he's expecting her to finish school within 2 years, of course. Finish school, be in her career, have children, because timeline wise, I think he does want that. But wait a minute, but you can't do that while going to school because that's just impossible. You can't handle it, right? But I want to travel also. So you're ruining my schedule with traveling. That's right. What he's saying. Yeah.
No, basically. Yeah, I was like, sir, are you married or what? Like, what are we doing here? Like, I don't know that you understand the concept of being married or whatever. And I'm like, he makes it seem as if she's like in the way of everything that he wants to do. And I'm like, but if she's in the way because she's not like finished with school, then what did you come on this show for? Like, why are you, what was your point of coming on here? Because it doesn't sound like you want a partner.
And what I don't understand is for his mom to have been a single mother growing up, I would have thought he would have some type of like empathy, give her more grace, like be more understanding but the thing is, she's not even a single mom. Like, she has you. You're supposed to be there for her support. So I don't understand what he doesn't get. Like, he doesn't think he thinks she's supposed to have a baby and just do it all, right? And I'm gonna be here, I guess, maybe financially to help out. But
no, because he doesn't want to help financially. Remember last week he said he doesn't want to take care of another person and a baby.
True. Yeah.
Like,
but
so
he wants kids though.
He wants kids though, but he don't want to take care of them. It was interesting to me that she said that he brings her out of her comfort zone. So I was like, like, what? I guess I'm trying to figure out where her comfort zone was, because one, you don't say nothing when he's saying something. Is it because he has you trying new things? I mean, I don't know. I feel like she plans everything. So is that her coming out of her comfort zone, being more proactive, planning? I don't know. Like, I don't get what he's doing to bring her out of her comfort zone. And maybe it's because I'm not in a relationship, but I mean, from what I'm seeing from our perspective as the viewer, like, I don't see where he is offering anything to you. It's all about what you can provide to him.
Right.
Yeah, I thought it was unexpected and kind of neat, the fact that Katina brought Elijah to church with her
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
said, you asked me why I'm always so peaceful. This is where my peace comes from.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
like, I can admit that she's very calm.
Yeah, very much so. And she has to be working with him because he is absolute the opposite. What do you think his real feelings were? Because so he asked her, he was like, do you think you want to raise your children in church? And she was like, absolutely. And he said yes, but I don't know if he meant yes. Does that
Right.
make sense?
And my
Yeah.
husband was watching that with me at the time, and she said, I don't think she meant that.
Yeah.
I didn't either.
He
I
didn't
was like,
sound
huh,
too convincing.
interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah, he didn't sound too convincing.
No, he did not sound convinced at all or whatever. I did like the fact that when they met with Dr. Pepper again, that one Dr. Pepper would outline why they was meeting in the first place, so he'd know, because he, with us, he said last time. Anyway, but she said that he can be a lot. And I was at least happy to hear her say that on camera so that we could all hear that she understood that he was a lot. Because I mean, he be doing the most all the time.
I'm glad he didn't get triggered like Lindsay.
Well, I feel like he gets triggered in another way, like, because then that's when he starts thinking about like, well, can you handle me? Can you satisfy me? Type stuff or whatever. But he only got stupid that one time with the app or whatever. I feel like that's the one time that he was like, you know what I'm saying? Any other time is just outdated thinking when it comes to relationships and what is and what should be or whatever. So I'm trying to think of, I know it was one other point that I wanted to bring up with them. Oh God, I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
He wants her to say no on decision day because he said something like, if you care about him, like you'll let him go and do. It's like, you remember he was crying to the camera?
Yeah.
Because I think one of the producers asked him, like, what do you want her to say on decision day? And
I think, okay, so then that's my thing. Okay, so he said, if I was her, I would just go all into school and I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere or whatever. And I was like, are you gonna say no on decision day because she in school?
Stay married if you ain't going nowhere.
Look, we didn't already had this conversation. What you not gonna do
Right.
is embarrass me on this TV. Like, sir, if you say no, you are going somewhere because you're not coming back into my life. And I'm like, why can't he understand that? It sounds to me as if he wants his cake and to eat it too. So he wants her to say no on decision day because she's in school so that he can continue to soar his wild oats, right? And then when he feels like she is worthy of him and can give him the time that he wants, then he might come back to her. Like, that's what it sounds, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Elijah.
Yeah, it's like, he wants her to say no so that it'll give him a pass to say no without feeling guilty.
Yeah. And looking crazy because you're saying no for dumb reasons. Like, I don't know.
Because I mean, to me, this is a typical case of like, she's the empath and he's a narcissist. And what narcissists do, keep taking advantage. And she's just going to keep giving until she can't give no more. So I feel bad. I feel bad.
And I don't want them to say yes. And that's why I hope that if she looks at all of the moving pieces and everything that he's saying to her, like that she can make a good decision on decision day. Although it sounds like she's dedicated to a yes, because she talking about my future baby daddy and, little stuff like that. So I don't know. I just hope it's very different off camera and we just not seeing the full picture.
It's weird because like, I feel like overall he's not a bad person. I just feel like he lacks experience with relationships, like real relationships. I think all of this is like a learning curve for him. And I think he's like realizing that his ideas and his ideals are like way off from what should be. I don't know where he gets that from. So
I can imagine that, because think about probably his life. Okay, so his mom and dad, his dad passed away, so he wasn't there. we're not certain how many relationships in their family were shown. He was it sounds like he was popular in high school, played football, right? So he probably was never the person that had to go seeking a relationships. Relationships probably came to him. He went off to college. That was probably the same thing in college. He didn't have to seek a relationship. And then once he graduated, because he played football and maybe got a scholarship, didn't have as much debt as someone else, he always had the ability to kind of do what he wanted. And so now trying to be in a marriage, it's like, well, I'm used to doing what I want and getting what I want because I never really had, to give to anybody else.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just making up a whole story. I may have the facts all wrong, but I mean, hypothetically, if we're thinking, he probably has always gotten what he wanted and not really ever had to do much to get it.
Right.
So I don't know.
That may be true. Yeah.
But anywho, that was the other thing too, because he said, but that was in the preview. He was talking about his past relationship in the preview, so that could help explain it too. But yeah, anywho, anything else about Katina and Olajuwon? Yeah, I wish I could say they were going to make it, but I kind of don't even know if I want them to make it.
Right.
Anywho,
For her sake, yeah.
Go ahead. All right, moving right along. Let's talk about Mark and Lindsay. So look, Lindsay, I am convinced, is a person that had a very different type of childhood. And as a result of that, she does not know how to have relationships as an adult, because she started off the episode talking about how he was saying that she was too much and she did too much or whatever. And she was like, I'm not going to be a lesser person for him, which I could absolutely go behind that comment, right? However, Lindsay, you do be doing too much. Like, you be all over the place, like doing too much. And I don't think that she can recognize when she is doing too much. Like, she can't recognize any of those things. And so what she's taking as, he doesn't want me, he doesn't, value me, or whatever the case may be, is just for the fact that she don't know how to read a room. And I feel like it's been like that for some time, because when she's talking about her childhood, she was talking about like all the issues that she had to go through, how she was, running away from home or whatever, because her mom really wasn't, in her opinion, cut out to be a stay-at-home mom, and dad was busy working. So she's always been seeking attention and never really gotten it. And so that's carrying over into this relationship. I don't know what y'all think.
I wonder if her mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she, in Lindsay's words, she had to be two parents because her dad was at work all day. And so Lindsay craves attention. And I think that her mama was just tired. You know how hard it is to be a stay-at-home mom when you got no husband?
Yeah.
Right. And you know how hyper Lindsay is?
Yeah. Oh, don't call her hyper. She's gonna get upset. Yeah, she seems as if, and I'm not a medical professional, but in this capacity, however, she seems like she could have ADHD all day long and all day night long, because she is like, woo, all the time or whatever. And I can imagine that being a whole bunch.
Yeah. Think about it as a young kid.
Especially with her.
Think of her as a toddler even. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. She's probably always been like that. And her mom, like you said, her mom was just tired. Another thing that I got from her conversation was that it seemed as if her mom may have been a little resentful for having to be at stay at home, even though she said that's what she wanted to do. It didn't sound that way when she was telling her mom's story. It was like she had to stay at home and take care of us. But it seemed as if maybe her mom wanted more and was resentful of having to be at home with them all the time because dad was always gone.
To be honest with you, I can't take Lindsay's word for anything, because her perspective is totally different from what everybody else's perspective is in most cases. So I just feel like you said earlier, like I feel sorry for Mark because any hint of rejection, she like goes the other way, other direction, goes crazy, is like throwing fits, throwing tantrums. Like she can't deal with any hint of rejection. So it's like, how do I communicate with you to tell you, can you bring it down a notch? Can you calm down a little bit without you feeling like I don't like you or like I'm rejecting you? Like that's that there's no middle ground, right?
Yeah.
And she said it before. She was like, you get either all of me or none of me. I'm like, that's not, if you know that, you need to fix that because it's not fair to the other person.
Yeah.
You're a lot, Lindsay. So you can't sit there and say, okay, you either get all of me or none of me. Like, you know, you're a lot. You know that.
Yeah.
So you got to give people how much they can handle. Like, that's just not, if you know better, do better.
Exactly.
And poor Mark, his cat died.
Right.
I know.
Like how much more can a man take?
Exactly.
Right.
And that's the thing about it is though, she keeps talking about how messed up his life is. And he like, no, it's not. But then something else happens. Right. Mark, it's getting hard to not agree with her.
But okay, is it just me or did y'all kind of see this? So when Mark was sitting in the chair with JC, I think JC in his hands, and you know, he was like saying his last goodbyes or whatever. A part of me felt like she was trying to like take over or like be in the picture with the, like he's sitting there holding JC and she comes and tries to grab the cat's running up Mark's arm and I'm like, girl, leave him alone. Like, like just stop. You're doing too much.
Exactly. Well, I noticed it because she snatched him up and put him in the blanket.
Yeah.
Like, girl, like let him hold his cat the way he want to hold his cat. He already got to put the poor cat down. Like, let him grieve in this moment the way he wants to. Yeah, it was sweet. I'm glad she was there because we know what that was last season where somebody lost their dog and the person was like, yeah, I'm not going. Like, I'm not there. So I'm glad she was there, but I just wish she would have just chilled. But I don't think she understands that word at all. Doesn't know what it means or anything.
And if he say anything about it, she would feel some type of way. It's like she cares, but if she cares in her own way and you're like, okay, can you like step back a second? And she's like offended all the way. And
it's crazy because even with all that, it seems like Mark is thinking about saying yes. Like he was saying, what did he say? He was telling when they were meeting with Dr. Pepper, he was like, if you give me a chance, I can love you the way that you've never been loved and give you everything you never had. And I'm like, Mark, are you really considering a yes? Like, huh?
I felt like he was just telling her what she wanted to hear.
Oh, well, possibly. I mean, I hope
because when he was saying those things, in my mind, I'm like, Mark, like, don't just tell her what she wants to hear. Like, I need you to still be real with yourself. Like, that ain't what you want to say. That's why you ain't saying it. There's a reason why you haven't said these things and why y'all have issues. It's because you don't feel it. You're not the type of person. If y'all have issues, you can't just like whip it out and jump on her and y'all smash and everything's all good. Yeah. He ain't that type of person. And so she's wanting all this extra attention or whatever. And he can't give it to her because he's like emotionally and mentally like, we're not, you don't do it for me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand either one of them, to tell you the truth. Like, they're just so different. For me, this episode solidified in my mind that Lindsay was lonely as a child and she has been battling with that ever since. Like, so that now I completely understand her behavior. Like, she was just trying to find her fit. She could never find her fit. And so now she's just super loud and she's like, take me as I am or nothing at all, which is why you get her saying that or whatever. With him, he was supposed to be like this life of the party. Like, his nickname is Mark the Shark or whatever. And he's supposed to have this big personality, but I've yet to see this big personality.
Right.
Or whatever. So I don't know that he gave an accurate description of himself or that he's coming off the way he came off during the interview process. I don't know. I don't understand them. They shouldn't be together.
I don't know if it's editing or if it was just like bad timing when they did this, But I find her to be selfish and very selfish because she kept, even like when they first showed their clip, she was saying how like he doesn't give her time. He's always on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, blah, 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 social media. And it was like literally the clip after Mark had to say goodbye to JC or whatever. Is they literally, like, you hear her, it's like they're going to the woods, but you hear her on the camera saying, now I hope he can just, give me the attention and just put me first. And I'm like, why are you talking about yourself right now? Like, he literally just lost his cat.
Jenkins.
So I don't know if it's editing or if like, but that's all she keeps harping on, like, put me first, put me first, put me first. So I don't know.
Yeah. And that's why I really don't understand, because I'm like, maybe we're missing something. Like maybe it is really, really bad off camera to where he's not paying attention. But I feel like if it is, it's because he's checked out and he doesn't want to be in a relationship or whatever. So he's like, well, let me just get on Instagram and Facebook or wherever else he's getting on. Because if I'm on here, then she can't talk a hole in my head or, do what she does.
Yeah, he's probably like at this point doing the bare minimum to, I guess, I don't know, maybe, I don't want to say stay on the show, but like walking on eggshells while doing the bare minimum. Yeah. If that makes sense, because he is checked out.
He's just trying to make it to decision day. Go ahead on and say it.
That's what it is.
He is trying to survive to decision day so he can say no and go ahead on about his business.
I don't blame him. Oh, yeah. That's a lot.
It is. All right, let's move on. Last but not least, definitely not least, Steve and Noi. What can we say about this relationship this week?
All right, so Steve took Noi to his childhood home, which I think out of all the couples, his family still lives there. Like, it's still existing. Like, his family still lives there. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And like, I don't know, I just felt like he had a pretty good upbringing, like a good childhood where he was able to have the freedom to do whatever, hang out. His house was like the house to hang out at. All his friends used to come over, they would take over the basement. I didn't know he rapped. I can't still say that he's a good rapper, but he was making music and apparently his music went viral locally. So right, I guess that's cool or whatever. But he was able to, show Noi that side of him. And which Noi, on the other hand, is complete opposite of his childhood. So when she started talking about how she wasn't really allowed to express herself, it made a little bit of sense to me why she struggles with expressing herself as an adult now. Because when you're not used to doing those things, even when we're habitual creatures, so it's like you just do what you normally learn growing up. And for her not to like speak her mind or say things, I can see why that is an issue now in her relationship. Yeah. So it's no excuse, but like I said, you know better, you do better. So now that you know that, Noi, let's try to fix that, right?
Exactly.
It sounded like Noi was low-key judging Steve because he had a normal childhood, and where she said that because of her childhood was rough, it made her grow up faster and make her mature a lot faster. Well, I was sitting there thinking that, like, no,
you were immature one.
Yeah. Like, I was like, girl, you make no sense. Like, you are the most immature person on this doggone show. What are you talking about?
Yeah, and then Steve was voted the best dancer.
I know, and then she was like, I can't believe he can dance. I'm like, girl, he was voted best dancer in high school. Like, right. No, it wasn't low-key judging. It was judging. I was like, dang, you are being really judgy of him and his life. Like, to me, like you said, it was, I don't know, somebody said something about resentful, but it just seemed as if she was resentful of that fact that he had like a kind of, a good upbringing. I'm not going to say normal. I don't even really want to say good, but he had something that she didn't have or whatever. Right. I also feel like it shows how she can never be satisfied too, because she's very contradictory in the way that she talks about her childhood. So for her, she has to have 3 kids because her parents had 3 kids and it was just perfect, but it doesn't sound perfect.
But yeah, they struggle with having 3 kids.
Exactly.
You don't want to struggle?
Yeah, because it's like it was perfect for you guys to have 3 kids, and then where's the other sibling? By the way, never mind. But y'all, they had 3 kids and they struggled or whatever. But you say that's the best life, that was the best bringing up or whatever, and I'm like, either y'all struggled and you had a hard time, or it was good. Like I don't know, I'm confused. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. And then she was saying how like growing up, she used to see her parents work to the bone and come home with all bloody or whatever. I don't know what kind of work they're doing, but
they work.
I do feel.
I was gonna say they work in some type of
I
factory.
do feel sorry for her having to, experience that and feeling the guilt as a child. I understand that, but it's like now look at who you married. I'm not saying he's not working harder, but he may be working smarter. He doesn't have to work a 9 to 5 to make good money.
Yeah.
But you're against that, right? And if you want 3 kids, like he's the perfect guy to bring home the bread and support 3 kids. Like, but she has a problem. She has an issue with this. So I think she's just maybe resentful is the right word for her. She's resentful of his upbringing. She's resentful of how he makes money because she doesn't get to do that. I don't know. I don't understand.
Yeah, no, I mean, those are all plausible explanations for sure.
Yeah, I don't see what her problem is. I don't understand. I don't get it.
I could see what she was saying when she felt like she was giving up her individuality, because I struggle with that upon getting married. But you're not an individual.
Mm-hmm.
When you marry, you two become one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, to me, her wanting to keep that apartment is just a power struggle. It's not necessary. It's not absolutely necessary, whatever. I could see if she wanted it to be on a temporary basis, but homegirl sound like this is what she wants. Like she want to stay in that studio apartment forever, as they continue their life together. And then even in that, she's contradictory. So Dr. Pepper lost all her credit with me when she told him, "Oh, me and my husband live separate."
But Dr. Pepper said that her first marriage lasted for 23 years, and that her second marriage, with whom she doesn't stay with, they've been married for 16 years. If I was to get married again, I wouldn't want to live with another man either.
Look, but it makes
I ain't
sense,
doing this
though.
no more.
But it makes sense, like her first marriage, like she had children. That's the difference. It makes a big difference whether you have children with somebody or not, right?
Yeah.
How do you raise kids together but in separate homes but married? Why would you want to do that?
Yeah, why would you want? That's called divorce.
Yeah, that's. Yeah. I mean,
okay. I by no means had these outstanding perfect relationships in that examples when I was growing up, but I'm like, if you said that you wanted to be with somebody for a lifetime and you took vows with them, I mean, what's the point? Like, you can just be dating and not be married, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it's like, to me, it's like you're trying to keep your single life but have the benefits of marriage. I don't know. I mean, I just don't understand the whole be in the marriage and stay apart. And Steve won't feeling it. Like, I don't know if y'all saw his face. His face was like, this is not what I'm signing up for.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be a deal breaker for him, honestly. What I don't understand is, like, she keeps saying how she don't want to lose her independence. As much as I understand that, he's not saying you gotta. He ain't doing a Jose where he's saying you gotta move in my house and it's my rules and my stuff.
Yeah,
they can move into something that's mutual where it's theirs. So I don't see why she's so like. stuck on her apartment.
And the thing about it is, for me, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you're stuck to, so this is what I see. I see her being stuck on her apartment because she did so much to get to Boston that it was a struggle for her to get to that point of independence. But I feel like the reason why you were in that was because you didn't make smart decisions. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you got up and moved clean across the country for a relationship and you didn't have a plan. And the thing about Steve is, I feel like he's promoted her being independent. He was like, well, maybe you want to take time off before you have kids. We can put ourselves in a financial position where you can do that and you can have some time to explore some things that you want. It's like she doesn't understand compromise or compassion for another person. Like, all of that is foreign to her, because everything he's saying is, I'm there for you and I want you to have everything that you would desire, but I want to be able to have something too. And she doesn't understand that. Like, she's not even trying to hear that in any way, shape, or form. It's her way or the highway.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get them. I mean, I don't get her. But yeah, I just don't understand this living separate thing, especially since they're trying to have a family. Like,
Right.
I just don't understand it. And then she's like, but I want to see you every day. I'm like, then live with him.
Right.
It's like she doesn't, if for me, I feel like if she's so gung-ho on keeping her studio apartment, that makes me feel like she doesn't trust their relationship enough to know that they're gonna stay together. So I don't know. I feel like he's doing everything he can. I don't think there's anything negative that he's done where I'm like, oh no, he ain't it. You know what I mean? There's no red flags that I see from Steve. Initially it was the job thing, but like now that we know he's financially fine.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no red flags. So I don't understand what she's so stuck on. I don't get it.
Yeah, she's not whereas we've taken the clues about his finances and put them together and be like, I think he's loaded. Like, I think he has money. She's not putting that together. She keeps hearing him say, well, we can talk about how I want to work. And she's looking at it as if, oh, he doesn't want to have a job, even though I know he don't want to have a job. And I get that. But it sounds as if he doesn't need to. And for whatever reason, him saying what he's saying is not clicking with her in the moment. And I mean, maybe it's the editing that we've kind of put the pieces together, but I mean, she had all the pieces from the beginning, even the pieces that we don't even know about, and she's not getting it. Like, she really thinks that this man is broke.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's Sriracha.
I'm sure Sriracha's in her ear. I'm sure.
I am certain about
but
it.
that's what made me think she's here for the 15 minutes of fame. Like,
yeah,
you have a platter of like Steve there's nothing wrong with.
Yeah.
And you're just like complaining about it. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. That's all I can say. But Steve is, one thing we do know about Steve is very good at analyzing the situation.
Yes.
And making decisions rationally.
He is
very
a good communicator.
Absolutely. 100%. And he is going to communicate his no with a list of reasons of why he's saying no on decision day.
I sure hope so.
Oh my God. He's gonna be like, this is why we can't be together, and I hope you don't take it personally. And he is going to list them all out.
Yeah. I hope his answer is no. I mean, I was rooting for them, but like, he deserves better.
He does. I just think that, and really the truth of the matter is, I think they could be very good together. I think they're cute, a cute couple. However, she is just not mature enough in the moment, and she needs to kind of work through her emotions about everything before she can be ready for marriage. I just don't see her being ready for marriage. Now, if this is a learn on the job type thing and Steve is willing to, go into that, then I mean, they might have a chance, but I don't know. She keeps proving to herself over and over again, or proving to us over and over again, she ain't ready.
She needs therapy. I mean, so does most of the cast, but she definitely needs therapy because she has so many like childhood triggers and whatnot that she has not dealt with. And it's gonna hinder their relationship. So I need her to like work on her.
Yeah, she needs to definitely work on her. Yeah, because when she was talking about her parents and their work, like, I get you being upset because they had to come home with blood, but I don't know that that should have affected her as much as it seemed like it did. Like, you
Well,
know, I don't
kids
know.
are horrible interpreters.
So maybe that's it. Because I just like, girl, like they had to work. I get it. They was, you know, they were working. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know. That look, she needs to.
And she probably interpreted it all the way wrong.
She did, especially if she's already saying that her emotional growth was stunted because they couldn't show their emotions. She didn't even know how to express it. And then if she did, she probably was maybe shut down. I don't know.
A
Anyway,
lot of us were back talk. We weren't allowed to do that either.
yeah. Look, I understand completely, but I mean, still, I don't know. She just, you know how you were able to kind of rationalize it through? Like, I don't think she's there yet. Like, she doesn't have that maturity to be able to rationalize it. But anywho, enough of them because I hope they don't make it. Unfortunately, I need her to mature. All right, so let's talk about the previews. I got the previews this week, y'all.
Let's come
So,
on, Eric.
Okay.
Go ahead, you say yours.
He better not be buying her no damn ring.
That's what I was gonna say.
He is too good for her.
I was like, is he really buying her another ring? Like, is he gonna say yes? And the thing about it is, it was a nice ring.
Yeah.
It wasn't one that someone is broke that would be buying. So, girl, like, I was like, oh, Steve, please don't.
And if this doesn't prove to her that he got money, girl,
Yes.
bye. Girl,
Yes.
bye.
And so I was heartbroken over the fact that Katina was crying again.
Yeah.
Somebody on Facebook or Instagram or whatever said that she is a product of a when somebody's tired, a woman is tired.
Yeah.
She's been broken down and she's just tired. They show a clip of her on her wedding day versus what she looked like on the previews. And it was like,
yes.
Them bags under her eyes, girl.
Absolutely.
Every time she go to crying, she just grab her hair like, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, let's go with the hair. No, she gonna start crying.
Yeah, I was like, my note for them was Olajuwon and his wife shit again. Here he go talking about some what is and what is not a wife. Like, I ain't got time for that. I don't want to hear that no more, Olajuwon. I'm tired of you talking about what a wife is. Yeah. Jasmina and her feelings are about to work my nerves too. Because there she go talking about, but I don't have no feelings for him. And I don't know if you saw this, but Mike looking a little fed up with that conversation.
Oh, yeah.
He said he ain't come here for no new friends. He don't need none. He came for a wife. And you not trying to be his wife. You trying to be his friend. So he said he ain't here for that life. What was I gonna say? Mark and Lindsay described their relationship perfectly the same way to both of their friends. And they all they kept talking about is going up and down in the relationship, and then trying to determine whether or not it was worth it to even keep trying, and that they were literally on the same page.
It's not.
If you have to ask the question, it's a no. Yes.
Yeah, it's a no for me too. And then going back to Olajuwon, he was talking to his coach and talking about how she was in school and having to be a wife and having kids, and he didn't know if it was enough for him. I hope his coach set him all the way straight, but I don't know if he is, because Katina was crying at the end. So I don't know what coach is gonna say to him, but I need coach to get this right. Or coach gonna lose his
coach, mama, sister-in-law, brother to go in on him and be like, what are you thinking? Like, this is not the Olajuwon show. This Married at First Sight, which includes Katina and her feelings.
Like, y'all in a partnership, sir. I'm gonna need you to call it. Right. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Just all the all the things that we've been circling around the whole season, they're like coming to the forefront in the next episode. And I mean, I don't know. I'm just ready to, like, I'm at this point, I'm like, can we just get to decision day already? Like, why we
Right.
keep having to have all these moments? Let's just get to the nose. Like, let's just get to the point where we gonna say yes or no, and then get to the reunion so we can see what they think about it after the fact. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I need to see. But anywho, anything else about next week's show? Or are we all wrapped up?
Nope.
All right. Well, look, just like y'all, we're gonna be back next week, because I mean, at this point, it's the train wreck that you can't look away from. You just gotta keep looking. So just come back with us and talk about it. Go ahead and hit the like button, because we hope you like what you heard. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel, and then share and comment. If you heard something that resonates with you, we need to hear about it, because we want to not just have a conversation with ourselves. But anywho, until next time, we'll be talking about Married at First Sight, Boston. All right then, bye you guys.
Bye.